Hi, girlfriends. Hi. This is Elizabeth one more time. Coming out of the box. Girlfriends gather here again. Here in Hartford Public Access Television. And today we're doing something different. Today we have Larry Santiago again from One Art Ministry. From One Art Ministry. And welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I'd like to thank Girlfriends Gather here to give me another opportunity to be able to speak up and that guys do go through the same depression women do.
Yes.
And we got to bring that out to the open. Guys just hold it in. So I do appreciate everybody that's listening out there that guys do hold back on it, but we do go through depression as well.
Yeah, and depression seems to be a big problem now. Like, it's something was so taboo. I mean, it existed before, but not as big. I mean, not as big as now. And I think what's more concerning is basically everything that's happened with all the, the suicides and so many people in hospitals, so many things just going on. And basically our message today, our message every time we come on the TV is that what we do in the page where we support each other, because it is a support group, but we bring it out because we need to tell other people that you can't stay shut and you can't isolate yourself. And that's what we're about. So last week we were talking about, and we want to thank you for all the information. We did it to the point where we brought you back because, the world needs to know too that guys, also suffer depression. So today we're doing something a little different. Today we're going to continue because we spoke about many things about depression, everything you went through. How your mother went and got you, can you recap a little bit on when you were homeless and your mom went and got you? Can you pick up from there?
Yeah, for the viewers that didn't watch last week, I was homeless for a period of time. Depression did take me out to the streets. Thank God I had that God placed my mother there to be able to rescue me out of the street. Like, mother's love does locate you anywhere that you're on the road, like Elizabeth was mentioning last week. But even though I had motherly love, depression still continues. Because even though we all go through it, you can have your family, your kids, anybody around you, but depression is still implanted in you.
Yeah, so let's stop right there real quick. I'm sorry. Let's just so we can get this clarified to people. When I talk about depression, I talk about, I'm going to say, hi, my name is Elizabeth and I suffer from depression. The type of depression that I suffer from is called seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder basically means when the daylight savings time changes, like I need to have light. I need to have light, I need to have sunlight, I need to be in the brightness. Darkness just does not go with me. Okay, so when that time comes, que cambian la hora, and ya las 4:30 está oscuro, I'll be struggling with that to the point where I totally changed. Like, I cannot take the daylight savings time. And just the thought, I've been monitoring them, and we're in June, and I'm like, oh my God, July, August, September, October, oh my God, that starts freaking me out already. So that's how I suffer. So depression to me is just sadness. I don't even know how to. It's like a big sadness inside. I don't want to talk to anybody.
You feel ugly.
You feel horrible. You feel you don't want to get up. It's just a struggle to get out of bed.
No, and that's understandable. It's my depression is similar. I'm antisocial.
Okay.
I have anxieties. It's hard for me to be around people.
Okay.
So when I do open up to somebody and speak to them, any little thing could trigger off my depression. So, just by them laughing at the wrong thing. Now I feel like they're trying to belittle at me or something like that. So then that's when I close back up again.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to fight through it every single day, and I just go at it day by day. Try to think positively every single day, and I gotta just put my head up. And it's hard out there, and I know a lot of guys out there go through the same problem of, I'm living another day of it. But if you look at it, just take it step by step. This is all little baby steps. So you got to continue on forward with your head up high. And with me being able to conquer between my anxiety and my depression at the same time, because like all of us have gone through it. You know, depression doesn't let you out of the house. You don't feel like getting out of bed. You don't feel like doing anything, not eating. You know, and it's hard just to start that motion every morning when you just wake up.
But doesn't it help? And see, this is what we're trying to do here. I want you to understand. We want you to understand. Me, I'm a woman. Okay, I'm a girlfriend, and he's a guy. But we're trying to let you know that you need to talk about it. You know, a lot of people have that attitude of, I don't want to talk about depression because you depress me. No. Listen to somebody. You know that by you saying those words, that person may just even go and do something stupid. You know, it is about time that you say it's okay to talk, because it's just growing more and more. I mean, you Google depression and you get pages and pages. What I'm trying to do, what we're trying to do, is basically get the message to you and say, hey, if you're feeling this way, talk to somebody. Okay, if you don't have a support group like Girlfriends Gather Here, find a support group. Hey, at the end of the show, you're going to see the link for you to go on Girlfriends Gather Here. Go on in. And for men, let's see what God does. Something may be coming soon. You just never know. But in the meantime, there's always therapy. Go to psychologytoday.com. That's where I found my therapist. I love my therapist. And then there's the other part, the soul. So go to a church. Find a pastor. Find a neighbor. Go with somebody. You have to get up and do something. I mean, I'm saying as a girl. Because sometimes we don't even want to do our hair. You know, you just want to go and you know, do a bird's nest. You ever seen those moños?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like if a bird gets stuck in there, forget it, you know? And you just pick up like that. People go out in pajamas, not criticizing the people that use them in the style, but I'm saying, I have gone to the store looking crazy because I'm in that funk of depression, and then I just go back. And I go to the store because I have to. But I got kids that drive, and they're out there. Coraima, Chaz, you remember, I used to always send you to the store. There'll be days I want to leave the house for 3-4 days. You know?
No, and it gets like that. Like, my wife, Olga, she knows that I go through it. And sometimes she wants to go out, and I tell her, you know, like, I'm not feeling like it today, or, you know, but it's good to have her as support, because she helps me. You know, she's more outdoorsy than I am, so by having her always there, that, oh no, let's go do something, you know. So I want to please my wife, you know. So I want to please my wife, so I go out, and even though some days I might feel depressed or something like that, but just going out, and I could be out there an hour, all of a sudden my depression just went away.
Yeah, because whatever you were feeling, and that's what we're trying to tell everybody, get out. That's why it's Girlfriends Gather Here. We gather against depression, because when we have I'm going to touch your phone, when we have our phones, we have social media, we have cameras now. All that is replacing the human contact, and that's where the body starts lacking certain chemicals, like the serotonin, like the oxytocin, which comes from two people bonding, talking, you know. And when those chemicals start, you know, your body doesn't produce enough of them, that, you know, can cause a depression. All right. So I was thinking, because you said that she's more outdoorsy, so there's something I was reading where they put the depressive person is Eeyore, and then there's Tigger. Would you consider Olga to be Tigger, bouncing around all the time? And...
Oh, definitely.
Okay. So
you ever seen those little springs that we used to play with? Remember? That what were they called? Slinky. There you go. That's her. Yeah. So it's like, you know.
You know, you need a Tigger or Slinky in your life.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like, and Tigger is Slinky. You know,
Didn't
like he bounce around on his tail?
Yeah.
So, you know, like she, you know, she helps me along, and even though I don't want to do nothing, she has more ideas than I do. Because remember, depression is not gonna motivate you to think about nothing and want to do anything. So when you're out there, and I could be sitting home, I have no ideas in my head, like, what can I do to avoid my depression? I could just sit there and ball myself up watching TV and stuff like that, you know, and days will go by without me even noticing.
Because you're focused. See, and that's what I have a note here that says you need to focus on something. We need to change our focus. And when we're focusing on whatever is triggering the depression, for example, what would say something in the norm that'll trigger your depression?
To trigger my depression, mostly it will be like if I wake up in pain, just a little bit of pain that I wake up in, because now I'm starting to think like, oh, I don't want to continue, because I have chronic pain.
Okay.
And just the chronic pain alone, it's like I said, depression does give you suicidal thoughts, and it's like I want to end this pain.
Yeah.
So it's like the pain just continues and continues, and then everything else just falls upon it. It's like you become a magnet, and now everything around the house is not going right. You could just move around the house, and you could drop something, and you're going like,
I did that fall.
Yeah. Or you just created a big mess in the house, and then you try to fix. Now the anger kicks in, and now you just made it even worse. So any little thing could trigger off your depression.
Okay. But we also do have the power to work on it.
Yeah.
To where it doesn't stick like that all day. But I like that. What triggers me, I would say, it would be, I would think everybody can relate to the finances. That bill is coming, and
Oh yeah.
I don't like Bill. Bill gets on my last nerve. Bill has just been he's annoying. He comes every month, and I don't want Bill to come. If you guys know what Bill is, there's plenty of bills that are knocking at your door.
Oh yeah.
Every month or every week, and if you're just not prepared, and that, it's not where I get depressed. It's where the worry. It starts with the worry. Then everything else starts kicking in, and then you start thinking of that pair of shoes you couldn't get because of Bill, or you couldn't buy those new sofas that you like so much because of Bill, and you just want to but you know what? I got to the point that I don't worry about that anymore. I have a couple reasons. Number one is, referring to the finances, the way I stopped worrying about all the finances was, first of all, look at the lifestyle you're living. Okay? If this is the lifestyle I'm living, what bills are going to always be around? Your roof, whether it's a mortgage or a rent. Then you got the electricity, because obviously you need to see.
The car payments or whatever.
The heat or hot water, if you pay it. Water bill, all the stuff that you need to survive. And now internet. Who can live without internet? And there's the internet, there's the cable, which is your entertainment. So then you go to the other bills, which is what? There's food, there's, what else? You got the credit cards, the people that have credit cards. Car payment, like you said. And to have a car, what else do you need?
Yeah, insurance.
Car insurance as well. So basically, all that stuff is just part of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just part of it. They're never going to go away. So if you're out there worried about the finances, why not look and see what you can eliminate? You know what I mean? And that'll help. So if you have all these credit cards, try to get out of them. Whatever it is, there's something that triggers that depression.
Oh, yeah. There's always going to be something that triggers a depression. You know what's interesting, too? Just to backtrack a little bit, that, like Elizabeth was saying earlier, my name's Larry, and I suffer from depression. And I like the guys out there that's the hardest part about it. It's like when you go to a alcohol program or something like that. What's the first thing they teach you? Acceptance. Accept that accept that you got depression and how to work towards eliminating depression.
Yeah, because if you don't accept it, how can you how can you work on it? You know what I mean?
And it's very interesting because I have depression and I have anxiety of being around people, but still my work is related around people.
Yeah.
So with my wife helping me out, and now she's the one that kept me motivated. It's like my Tigger. So she was able to tell me work little bit by little bit around the people I work with, around my students and stuff like that. So just having, at first it became difficult. I would have to leave. So I will leave my students alone and I would disappear for a bit and then come back at them. And now it just got up to the point that one of my boss told me, you know, like before he leaves the house, he says, I'm going to work. So I'm going with the mentality that I'm going to work. Yeah, yeah. So I leave my anxiety and my depression behind, and I could be okay around my students. I'm able to teach them and do everything else. But if I go to work with my anxiety, what am I going to do? Or in my depression, I'm just going to try to hide in a corner and not even
and not do the best. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't want to talk about it because once you name, so guess what? Nobody likes a diagnosis. Nobody likes a diagnosis. Nobody wants to hear that they got diabetes. Nobody wants to hear that they got high blood pressure. Nobody wants to hear that they have cancer. Nobody wants to hear that there's no type of diagnosis that we do not want. But why is it that when they diagnose the depression, like when I was told, hey Elizabeth, I think the best thing to do, my therapist said, the best thing to do is talk to your doctor. And I was like, oh my God, like when you hear that you need medication, which I'm not saying it's not good, please, everybody always consult your doctor. This is for entertainment, but we're also trying to send a message here. But never, never, never stop taking any type of medications or anything like that without consulting your doctor first. And if you feel you need help, go get help. I believe you should always talk to your doctor. Always tell your doctor what you're feeling, okay? But when they told me I needed to go on medication, that was like a smack to my face. Because I don't take medications. I thank God every day that I'm a healthy woman. You know, my mom has certain conditions, my sisters, my brother, and I am so thankful that I don't have. And then for a doctor to come and tell me, you're depressed. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Because there's just things that a lot of people need to really look into what depression is. And it's many things, you know, many things. And I like what you said, but I want to go back to last week. We're going to go back to last week. If you didn't see last week's shows, please go to Girlfriends Gather Here on YouTube. Girlfriends Gather Here YouTube channel and look at all the episodes. We have amazing episodes, but we had Larry last week, and we're so thankful to have you because we believe that, especially if there's a wife out there or a sister who has a brother, absolutely anybody, because I have a brother who suffers from depression. He has agoraphobia, where he cannot be like, I mean, he can be at my house, and if people come knocking at the door, the first thing he does is like, take me home, take me home. But he's a wonderful, amazing brother, and we love him, and you know, we take out special time just to be with him. But one of the things, Larry, that I want to bring out is, last week we were talking, and one of the things we brought in that helps with depression is our faith. Okay, we need to feed our soul. So we concentrate on the mind, the body, and the soul. Okay, so in the mind, I like what you said, that your boss?
Yeah.
He leaves the house and he says, I'm going to work. So there's methods, there's ways of you changing your mindset. So there's way of controlling the mind. Okay, and then there's the body. Always eating healthy, trying your best. Like, I'm addicted to Coca-Cola. I still drink Coca-Cola. I know I gotta stop it. It's hard, but I could eat healthier. But I'm taking my vitamins. I'm trying to really, really make that change. And there's foods and fruits that help the brain, like avocados, like bananas, you know, all that stuff. Always look into that. The book that helped me, that really helped me with all of this, is called Habits of a Happy Brain. And it talks about the happy foods, you know, or just Google it. What to eat to make my brain happy. It all comes down to the brain.
You got to stimulate your brain.
Exactly. But very importantly, what keeps us going on a daily basis? And we started speaking, I think we agreed. Well, for me, I congregate, I go to church, I read the Bible, I listen to Christian music, I do everything. I am a Christian. And when I say that I'm a Christian, basically I'm a believer. I believe in God, and I believe that's what I hold on. That's my faith, what keeps me going. and I cling to that. And we spoke last week how I came to God. I mean, I was raised in church, but I really didn't know and understand how that part of life, how that could help my life. And now I've applied it to my life, and I'm just, it's just amazing how that part can just fill you in so greatly, you know? And I came back when somebody invited me. They came and got me. Actually, it was your wife and her uncle who came and got me. They take me to church, and I was all crazy. I was like, don't take me home. I don't want to go home. But little did they know that's how depressed I was. But then you started telling us the story, and I think you left us at your aunt when she said, I don't know, she just said there was something in you?
Yeah, yo reprenda.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
I love it.
yeah, I have a interesting, you know, background on how God found me, or basically I found God, because God is always there.
God is always there.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good.
just,
I love. God is always there.
Yeah, I was lost. And up to this moment, I still say that I'm like a God's problem child.
Okay.
Like, cause I
think
always,
we all are,
yeah, it's like God sets a path out for you, and I always want to create my own path in a different direction, you know. So then He has to go, like every parent, you know, like, well, come over here.
Come over here. Back
Yeah. So sometimes He has to nudge you a little harder. You know, God is love, and if in the love, sometimes He has to cause pain to bring you back into where you're at.
That's right.
So, you know, like, I've been in all my situations, but going back to how I found God, I was about 16, 17 years old. And like I told you before, you know,
It was gothic.
Yeah, like my tía was, you know, right there, siempre encima, you know, so I'm going to do a little Spanglish going on here. So,
Vamos.
all
Para la
right.
gente que habla español, te queremos a ti también, you know.
Yeah, para que entiendan. Voy a poner los subtítulos en la parte de abajo para que lo entiendan.
Hablamos silent.
Yeah. So, ¿sabes? Yo llegué hasta el punto de que ya estaba reprendiendo, porque yo nunca creía ni en Dios ni en el diablo.
Okay.
¿Sabes? Yo siempre estaba neutral.
Okay.
No creía ni en que extraterrestre, ni nada así. ¿Sabes?
No
Nada, porque yo estaba perdido en mi propia cabeza.
Okay.
¿Sabes? Pero que creo que más yo creía en vampiros y en cualquier otra cosa que... Pero
yo
cuando...
creo en un vampiro, se llama Edward from Twilight. Dios mío. Ok, dale, perdona. Me perdí en ese momento.
Yeah. I never watched it.
Well, I read the books and the movies, but that's another.
But-
Jacob también, I'm sorry. I'm Team Edward. So. No, dale, perdóname. Los vampiros.
Yeah. You're stuck in your la la land.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to fight depression here.
Yeah. Whatever helps you out. No, pero tú sabes, ella estaba reprendiendo. Y cada vez que yo le contestaba, ella me hacía una pregunta y yo se lo contestaba y ella estaba, ay, yo reprenda. Y está ahí,
¿Pero
¿sabes?
qué tipo de pregunta? Dime una por lo menos.
Una como, ¿tú crees en Dios? Y yo, nada, para que yo va a creer en Dios si yo le pido una libra de pan y no me lo va a dar. Y dice, Dios, reprenda, me tiraba, ¿sabes? Como tratando de tirarme el Espíritu Santo encima. Y después, ¿y tú crees en el diablo? No me digas que tú estás con los demonios. Yo decía, ¿qué diablo?
Oye, que no cuidan como le hablan a uno.
Sí, no. Y ella estaba, Dios reprenda, el diablo cree en ti. Y así que ahí reprendiendo. Cuando ella, pues yo te digo, cuando una mujer de poder tiene poder, ella saca, ¿sabes? Cuando Dios está
Eso
respaldándola ahí 100%, ella te empuja cualquier cosa de encima.
Okay.
Y en ese momento, tú sabes cómo las casas en Puerto Rico son.
Ajá.
Que comienza con un cuarto, ahí se le añade el otro cuarto, y cuando tú vengas a ver, todo está descuadrado, pero tiene su forma.
Okay.
El baño queda por la cocina o lo que sea, tú sabes, pues yo estaba así, y de repente cuando ella dice, yo te reprenda por la última vez, algo salió gritando detrás de mí.
Uy, santo.
Pues lo que había dentro de mí, que me estaba atando, que pudo ser la depresión, pudo ser todos los problemas.
Algo,
Yeah.
exacto.
Porque los demonios existen de diferentes maneras. Tú sabes, está el demonio de depresión, está el demonio de enojo, esos son que se atan encima de ti.
Exacto.
¿Sabes? Pues en ese momento, lo que yo tenía por dentro se me salió.
O sea que tu tía era una mujer, es una mujer
Sí, una,
que
una,
estaba
una
bien.
creyente, una
Estaba
creyente
llena ahí
fiel de la iglesia,
exacto.
¿sabes? Esa era la que se jodillaba por la mañana y era a las 10 de la tarde y todavía estaba jodillada orando, ¿sabes?
Wow.
Y ella ayudaba y pues ella siguió ahí y ella sacó un grito, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Sabes? Me lo quitó encima, pero al mismo tiempo ella brincó y dice, ¿sabes qué fue eso? Porque ella
Como que no esperaba de tanto reprender a lo último.
no lo esperaba. Pues en ese momento ella me dice, vete al cuarto y ponte a orar. Y yo, orar.
¿Cómo?
Sí, yo nunca he orado, yo no sé lo que es orar. Y ahí dice, pues vete, pídele perdón al Señor, que te sabe que el Espíritu, que te... Y yo, pues voy allá. Y el piso era de madera. Pues ella se fue caminando para el baño y tú la escuchas, pues ella era chiquitita.
Okay.
Yo soy más alto de la familia. Ella lo único que tú escuchabas era. Y se metió para el baño. Y le escuchaste, ¡pum! Se dejó la puerta. Pues yo estoy en jodilla en el cuarto y estoy haciendo el intento de orar. Por de repente, yo escucho pasos para atrás, para ese cuarto mío. Pero el paso de ella fue bien chiquito para el baño. Y el que vino para atrás era bien rápido y se me metió para atrás en el cuarto.
Oh my God.
Hacho, y yo estaba de jodilla, yo tenía la almohada así, ahí mismo peté la cabeza dentro de la almohada. Yo te digo que yo poco me mato yo mismo. Y yo seguí reprendiendo y reprendiendo. De repente, sentí, el cuarto se me puso bien frío. Y de repente sentí como si había una presión encima de mí. Yo seguí reprendiendo y pidiéndole al Señor que me salvara y eso. De repente, como que el cuarto hizo así y ¡pum! Reventó. Cuando yo fui a levantar la cabeza, yo pensaba que no iba a tener pared. Porque así de fuerte era. Era como si la casa la levantaron y la dejaron caer.
Wow.
Y que se escuchaba en el zinc, porque había así en el techo y eso. Cuando yo levanté la cabeza, yo no estaba esperando ver el techo ni ver nada. Cuando miro hacia alrededor, lo que había, pues se había ido. Y es que esos son, tú sabes, depresión y todo lo demás, son cositas porque I could be without depression for a while. And it could be a long while, let's say a month or two. I could be happy. And then all of a sudden, it latches back on. And that's because you allow it. You know.
Because you allow it, exactly.
Yeah, because you allow depression to latch onto you. You know, and I learned through life that, you know, even though I'm down, God always demonstrates that somebody
is there.
Yeah, somebody's always there. Like, I'm always with leg problems. My leg's always hurting. And I'm always like, you know, God take my pain away, and I'm driving to work and everything. I could barely sit and everything. And then I could be sitting at a red light. Like I was telling my wife that I was just sitting there and I'm contemplating on the pain. The pain was just like continuously. And then I see a guy passing the trimmer. And I'm just looking at him, I'm waiting on the red light. And then the guy, I didn't notice that the guy had prosthetics.
Oh, wow.
On both legs. And I'm complaining, I'm looking, I'm going, I'm see this guy with 2 prosthetic legs and a trimmer and still working. I'll be going like, why am I to complain about my pain in my legs when he doesn't have any legs, you know? And it's like, that motivates me. You know, it's like, God always puts it like, no, you can still continue on. You know, I feel bad for the guy, but God gave him the strength.
Exactly.
To continue on,
Yeah.
So, you know, like, why can't I just continue on the way I am? I'm not gonna let that depress me because I'm always in pain. I'm not gonna let it depress me. So a lot of guys out there going through the same thing. Any little thing depresses them. They can't find a job. That's the biggest depression out there. You can't find a job because now, like you say, bill is always there.
They need to be provided. Bill's always
bill is like just stuff in your backpack. And it's like you just like lynching onto you. So you know that's the biggest problem. And then sometimes we don't have the support as we need to. You know, like I might be the supplier at a house. Sometimes the woman is the supplier and she depends on the guy, but now the guy can't work. So
that makes him feel like
it builds anger on her because now she's probably stuck with all the bills and it depresses him, and now they're going at it. So instead of supporting each other and helping each other out, they're basically just bickering with each other the whole time. So sometimes a lot of people don't have the support. Sometimes the women don't have the support. sometimes the guys don't have the support.
And that's the way it is, because what happens is, why do I concentrate on women? First of all, because I am a woman, and I believe men need, because they go through depression too. But me as a woman is because in the Bible, it says that God took his time creating us. God created us. And if you go to Proverbs 31, you can read, sort of like un desglose. It gives you detail on the things that us women, how God, and if us women were to realize really how God created us, the power in us. I mean, we're influential. Just look in the book of Genesis when Eve convinces Adam. I mean, I know this is controversial. He could have said, no, we're not even going to go there. I'm talking about the influence part. My girl influenced. Okay, so we are women of influence. So if you love yourself enough and you start really looking at yourself as the woman that you are, the way God made you, the way God created you, once a woman gets up, oh my goodness, the husband gets up, the kids get up, the whole neighborhood gets up. When a woman gets up, it's something powerful. You know why? Because we were not created to be, how do you say, derrotada. Nosotras no fuimos creadas para estar derrotada. We were not meant to be just down and feeling sorry for ourselves. We all have a function in this world. The man likes to be the provider, likes to be, I know we're in different times, but that's the way I grew up, that's the way I believe it, that's the way I see it. But the man feels good providing in the house. I hope all men do. And women, you take on other things, like, the house duties. Maybe not everybody's like that. Women work, I'm just saying, you're a team.
Yeah.
You are a team. So if he's not feeling good, he has his wife trying to boost him up, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But I guess I wanted to ask, going back to your story, so your story was very funny and interesting, but it's true.
Yeah.
We have those family members, tenemos esos familiares que a veces no tienen cuidado cómo le hablan a uno y a veces hasta asustan a uno, pero eso te llevó. ¿Cómo conociste? O sea, después de ahí, ¿cómo te convertiste? Porque, ¿cómo seguiste acudiendo a Dios? ¿Cuándo tú llegaste a Dios de
ese momento, como te dije, tú sabes que a veces Dios tiene que hacer un arranque de repente, de cogerte de sorpresa. Pues en ese momento, ese era el arranque mío. ¿Sabes? Ya, él me llevaba poco a poco, vamos a ver hasta dónde llega, como los nenes. O sea, que tienen el cinturón, vamos a ver hasta dónde el nene llega. Oye, ya se pone a agarrar cosas. Pues así estaba Dios. No, yo quiero que lo haga de su propia voluntad. Pero ya llegó el momento, después llegó el momento que él dice, no, ya lo tengo que jalar para donde antes que se me pierda. Tú sabes, y ahí fue cuando finalmente yo creí, tú sabes, que sí existía Dios. Y que sí existía el diablo, que el diablo estaba buscando. Salió gritando en el baño, y
tenía que estar ahí, eso fue una movie.
Sí, eso. O sea, yo gritando al baño, no sé qué hubo ahí dentro, pero. A veces uno de esas cosas, uno los deja ahí dentro, pero que de ese momento me hicieron una invitación a la iglesia, tú sabes, los jóvenes, que por lo menos hubieron jóvenes que me acudieron, y pensé a buscar más de Dios. Y acabando de conocer a Dios, me metí en ayuno por 2 semanas.
Oh, wow.
Porque él dice a Dios, ya que extendiste la mano, ahora quiero sentirte.
Oh, wow.
Y yo me acudí, porque ya yo veía lo que, tú sabes, porque hubo años de yo tener dificultades en mi vida, de ver cosas extrañas, ¿sabes? Tú sabes que yo sí creo en que el diablo, cuando se quiere hacer sentir, se va a hacer sentir. Y va a buscar manera de moverte esto para allá o lo que sea. Él va a buscar la manera de cómo cogerte la atención.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are parts that lynch onto you.
Okay.
But I was able to find God, and God was able to keep me going forward. But at the same time, depression lingers in the back.
Yeah. Because the depression, I feel like, comes from something.
Yeah, because
something happened that takes us there.
And it could be the simplest thing, just by somebody correcting my wording, or somebody correcting the way, that I speak or something like that. That alone is like, you just took me. That's me, and I'm trying my hardest to try to get out there and talk to people, And now just the simplest thing that you just did just caused my depression. And now I shut down. Now I'll stop talking and I'll start, because now I'm going through my head like,
what did I say? What did I say que yo hice, que yo dije? And that's called the ruminating. And that's something that
it happens to everybody.
Did I say the wrong thing? Did I laugh a certain way? Did I, and those are the things that kind of stop us and shut us up.
And that's where it starts.
But you know what? I learned it's okay to be different. It's okay. It's okay. Stop being afraid of being who you are. You are you, and everybody has like this uniqueness to them. It's like a snowflake. There's none alike. But when we talk about our faith, the way I believe in God, I believe in my God in a way that, I talk to him every day. I serve him. I worship him. Everybody should have a spiritual life. Put it that way. Okay? Whatever it is, do your spiritual life. We're always going to talk about Jesus Christ. But whatever it is you do to feed your soul and it's working for you, do it. Do it. You know why? Because you need to have your soul fed as well. We do have souls. We're not just human all the time. We're not just spirit all the time. We are the way God created us. And he did not create us. Sometimes I wonder, he must be up there on his throne, be like, here she goes again. Here she goes again. If she only really focused on her abilities or learn something new, take a class, do something, get out of the house.
I could
get out of the house.
I could just picture God, like you would just say, just sitting back there with his arms crossed. You ever have your kids? You remember when your kids were smaller, right? And you just told them, don't touch that over there. And then one day you just get tired. You don't even tell him. You look at him and you see him walking around. Where does he go? He goes directly towards it again, right?
And boom, el cantazo.
And it's always like that. Like, I could just imagine him just going up there. It's like, oh, there he goes at it again. Or your parents tell you, don't touch that because it's hot. But you still reach for it.
And they until they don't get burned. That's the way, like I said. We're supposed to use our past experiences, whether they were good or bad, as lessons so that we don't keep repeating the same thing. I like to talk about God. I like what you said earlier. So I talk about God like a GPS, okay? So he already knows. Once he already punched in our destination. So we have our destination. But sometimes, and it tells you, take 84, get out on exit 42, turn left, turn right. We already have the instructions, but no. Sometimes we want to go by our own way. Our own way. Ourself, that should be crucified right along with Jesus. I'm just saying ourself. If we have instructions, why are we going the other way? If it said turn right, you're like, oh no, I'm going to turn left. But then when you turn left, you might have run into some traffic. Or there's a lot of bumps and all of a sudden, boom, the flat tire. And you come into all these things in life, but it's because you went by your own understanding and not trusting the GPS, in this case, God. That's how I see it. So the good thing is, though, that even though it took time and you got stuck, you're probably going to get there an hour later. You will get there. You know why? Because there's this button where God just, where the GPS says recenter or redirect. And I believe, God allows us to go through that because we just don't want to listen sometimes. We know what's right or wrong. We keep doing something, but here we go, and we hit recenter. That's where I find Jesus to be, in the center, right? Because even though I took the wrong turn, even though my tire got flat, even though I made that mistake, even though I said something I shouldn't have, even though whatever it is that we do wrong, Jesus Christ died on the cross so that he can take those burdens. And all it says really is, okay, whenever you feel like you've done something that's weighing on you, apply the fruits of the Spirit. They're in Galatians, I don't know it by heart. Oh my God, I should know this. Galatians, where the fruits are the Spirit are peace, love, forgiveness. And I want to stop at forgiveness. There's more, but I want to stop at forgiveness. So if something happened, why not forgive? Why not talk to the person? Hey, now it's easier. Through text, I did it. So you come in, and once you tell that person, I'm sorry, even if you think you were right, say I'm sorry, and that, I don't know, it's like a weight lifted off of your shoulder. Okay? So once you start applying, and then the love, like, I'm sorry, I really hope maybe things are not going to be the same anymore, but we could always go out for coffee. Guess what? You just took it up. No matter what happens, you can be forgiven as long as you're doing it with a clean heart, a sincere heart. And that's when it recentered you. And then here you go back into the destination, which is, okay. So we're going to our destination. What I'm trying to say with all of this is, sometimes because of a mistake that we make, or something that we said, or something I did wrong, or I just went the wrong way, the car got crashed because I should have never turned here. Guess what? It will be okay, especially if you're living.
Oh, yeah.
And as for women, we take a lot of responsibility on us, and we take a lot of it. We're so insecure in many ways, but it's not because I don't like myself, it's because I want to be better. I think culturally, I'm going to talk about the Hispanic culture, where everything is a judgment. I know te vistas así, I don't wear that. Ay, que si estás gorda, que si you're too skinny. Guess what? You gained weight. You know what? Why not just say to somebody, hey, how are you?
Oh, yeah.
And not look at what about guys? How do they get affected by that cultural,
being Hispanic, Puerto Rican, it does affect guys as well. Because in Puerto Rico, if you notice, like, everybody's all fancy, they got their shoes, their pants, everything has to be perfect. Now, oh yeah. There's that class, and there's the class that if you're not dressed properly, you're from the caserío or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're judgmental when it comes up to that.
Like, the family can be but it's because everybody lives there for generations, so you have to look, what people say.
Oh yeah, con la nariz para, como dicen.
Con la nariz para.
Yeah.
Pero es lo que dice la gente. Oh my God, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? I learned a quote, and it says, "What people think about you is none of your business." Stop trying to figure out what people are thinking about you. Does it really matter? What if they're not even thinking? What if they're thinking about their hamster? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, here you are thinking, oh, they're thinking about me. No. And if they are, again, what a person thinks about you is none of your business.
Oh, yeah. No, and it comes down to a lot, because you might have these teenagers in school right now. Their parents might not be able to afford the clothing that a lot of these parents are getting now, because, kids now is everything sneakers, jeans, everything's pricey. You might have a family that doesn't have that, whether being bullied in school.
Yeah,
and now that depression, bullying causes depression, because now the kid is starting to feel like, oh, why do these kids keep picking on me because of my clothing and my haircut? I don't got a proper haircut because everybody else has it.
Yeah.
These kids are coming to school at 16, 17 years old already with a car. He's still riding a bike to school. So just bullying alone causes a lot of depression.
Yes.
Because then you start feeling ugly. You don't want to be in school no more. And that's where the major dropouts are at, from being bullied in school. Because of depression, you want to close yourself up. A lot of kids, depression causes anger. And they go, instead of closing them up, it twists them the other way.
Exactly.
So now they become aggressive against their parents, against the world, because and that's all caused by depression.
Yeah.
So just depositing that seed early in life will drag you through the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And we could be the age we're at right now, and like the way I think about it, that's why I mention it that way, because I was a poor kid when I grew up. I used to get bullied because the West. I used to wear Polaroids. The ones that se sentían como guayo, like that. Because I used to wear hand-me-downs, church donations and stuff like that. So, kids used to make fun of me in school. So I think that's where the seed was planted at. And I could be as an adult now, and somebody makes fun of my jeans now, it's going to drag me right back to that moment.
Wow, yes.
And then right there, it's like, it just drags you right back. Now I just came to the beginning of my depression.
So there you go. Then it is. So you see, depression, all that sadness, something. There's something. See, like you
That
said,
activates it, yeah.
it started at the age. So parents, okay, teach your kids to love themselves as they are.
yeah.
It's okay to be different. You don't need to. Actually, being different nowadays is very important.
Yeah.
Because everybody's just trying to be the same. Everybody's just trying to be the same, trying to keep up with the latest phone or the latest
sneakers.
You know what? And the latest sneakers, I get it. You gotta be young at one time and stuff like that. My kids have always worked. And you know, since they were 16, I have my youngest son who goes and earns his own money to get his things. I will provide their necessities, and anything special comes on a birthday, you know what I mean. But we can't, you know, not every parent feels that way, not every parent is that way. So what we need to do is basically every parent should just tell their kid it's okay to be them. You know, take them to therapy. I think everybody needs therapy. Everybody, you know, should have therapy. It is a great thing to have. I am never gonna stop stressing it that therapy is important. Therapy is important. I get double the therapy. I have my therapist, my secular therapist, which is my regular doctor, and then I have my spiritual therapist, which are my pastors. And that's the way, you know, I get my spirituality from them, and I get my human part of it from my therapist. And then my body, I'm responsible for taking care of my body. We're responsible for taking care of our bodies. So what would you suggest to men? What are a few things that you would, you know, have worked for you? When it comes to you wake up in the funk, how do you deal with that day?
Some days are hard, but you know, just think about tomorrow. That's the biggest thing. It's and not so much about thinking about tomorrow. It's with depression. It's just trying to get through the day
That
first.
day, exactly.
Yeah, because that whole day alone is long. Remember, you wake up, let's say 6 o'clock in the morning. Your day isn't over till 8 o'clock at night. So just thinking about, you know, waking up in the morning. You know, if you drink coffee, drink your coffee. Don't just lay in bed. You know, do everything the same routine over and over again until it just becomes normal. Then you're gonna remember. Now it's just gonna become automatic in your brain. Now I'm gonna get up. Now I'm gonna grab my coffee.
Yeah. So it's good to speak it out. What you're good.
Because everything is step by step. It's repetitive.
Okay,
So-
repetition is very important.
Yeah, so you want to fill your life up with something that means something. So just because I'm depressed, I love coffee, and I could just lay in bed with my depression. I'm thinking about coffee, but I'm not moving my legs to go do
You
it.
go make the
Yeah,
coffee.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to take the first step. Now I'm gonna go to the coffee maker, make the coffee. Now next day comes along, I'll do the same thing until it just becomes repetitive,
It becomes repetitive, which is good. Repetition.
and it keeps the depression out of your head.
Awesome. So one of the things that we did not too long ago, Maria Feliciano is one of our girlfriends in the page, and she did something where, you know, because May was every month should be mental health awareness month, but in May she did something and concentrating on it says, God loves me, God is for me, God has a good plan for my life. Renew your mind every day. And if you want to hear more about, you know, what Maria has to offer, just go and Girlfriends Gather Here, Maria Feliciano. She also has her page, it's called Maria's Alabaster Box. You learn so much. And one of the things the way you could change your mind is step one, ask the Lord to direct and guard your mind. So take out time alone, call it meditation if you want, and look up Romans 12:2. So ask the Lord to direct and guard your mind. If nothing else is working for you, step two, recognize the source of self-focus and self-defeating thoughts. I'm one of them where, oh man, here you go again, you did that, you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have done that. Romans 8:5, okay? Step three, replace self-focused thinking with God-focused mindset. Philippians 4:8. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, for example. So take that negative and replace it with a positive. Step four, rest in the truth that you are accepted in Christ. 1 Peter 1:5, Romans 8:1. Then step five, repeat steps 1 through 4 daily. So here you go. again with the repetition.
Yeah.
So this is a good resource to have. You can go to Girlfriends page, Girlfriends Gather Here, and say, hey, Elizabeth spoke about Maria Feliciano. I don't know if she's watching the show. Maria, if you do, you could talk about it again on the Alabaster Box. And basically, there's so many methods, and it's repetition.
Oh, yeah, and that's where it comes. You know, like, you're going to start off with baby steps. Start taking steps. But by the time you know it, you're walking without knowing you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking to people without knowing you're talking to people. It took me so hard to, you know, like, end up where I'm at right now, instructing people, because I used to end up with a headache. I wasn't used to talking to nobody.
Oh, wow.
And now I got to instruct people on how to do signs. And I will end up with a sore throat, headaches. I wasn't never used to using any of it. So, because I was always just by myself. So now by doing it every single day, it's all becoming repetitive.
Yes, yes.
I'm training them in sign that it's all repetitive for them, but now I'm training myself to get out of my bed to school, and it just becomes normal now.
Exactly.
So that's the only way you could do it, you know. And like, just to give y'all a heads up, we've known people like myself, you know. I like movies and stuff like that. I had my biggest fan was Robin Williams, and everybody knew.
Oh my God, me too. I'm always mentioning him.
You know, like every other guy, you know, Robin Williams was the happiest person, or you thought he was the happiest person out there. And he did Mrs. Doubtfire, he did Peter Pan, you know, a whole bunch of movies. Good Morning Vietnam, you know, he did all those movies, and everybody thought he was happy, but he was crying inside until the last moment. You know, may he rest in peace. You know, he committed suicide. And a guy like that, in pain and silence, never spoke out about his depression or nothing. You know, and there's a lot of guys out there that, how far are you willing to take it? Robert Williams took it to his death, that he caused himself, you know, and that's what we're trying to avoid. You know, if you need somebody to talk to, we're here to talk to, you know.
Exactly.
We're here to listen, and just all you need to do is take everything out of your chest. Speak it out.
Find somebody to speak to. Get that neighbor, get that friend. Well, we want to say thank you, Larry, one more time. I think we're going to have Larry. We're going to continue having because it's been amazing. And I want to say thank you. At the end of the show, you're going to see the link to Girlfriends Gather Here. Metasenga is a private page. Come in, join us, and start sharing your story and start supporting each other. And men, all we can say basically is just talk to other guys. Find somebody to talk to. One more time, we are out of the box. Thank you so much for your attention. And again, always, always, always seek help. Do not isolate yourself. Do not stay quiet. And always find a place to worship. We got to feed that soul. Remember, mind, body, and soul all go together.
Amen.
Yeah, so thank you very much. And hope to see you on Girlfriends Gather Here. And guys, you know, start looking to support each other in positive and, you know, positive ways.
Yeah,
Positive ways.
Start looking forward and find somebody to talk to. You know, don't keep everything inside anymore.
Thank you very much. And we will hopefully see you soon again on Girlfriends Gather Here.
And I appreciate the visit.
Oh, no, thank you. Guys gather here too.
Yeah.
You see?
So it's starting to get there.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yay. Was I
Very
not
good.
supposed to make that sound?